Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel, Addie P's Real Estate Tea, where today I just want to go over this article that I read from Yahoo Finance. But before I get into this video, if you like what you hear in this video, please hit the thumbs up button as you also graciously do. Remember, sharing is caring. Share this video with someone that you think it may benefit. Also, subscribe to my channel. It would do my heart so good. Also, hit that bell notification to be notified of future videos on this channel. And you already know, if you're watching your girl from Instagram, drop her a heart, show her some love. All right. So again, the article that I read recently is from Yahoo Finance, and it was basically going over some things that can be done in light of, possibly having some financial hardships and facing foreclosure. Some things that you can maybe do to prevent it. Now, going into the article, some interesting facts here, and one of them is from CoreLogic, which compile real estate data and so forth. And they said that in their December findings that in September of 2020, that 3.3 American homeowners, were facing late mortgage payments, that they were already 4 or more months behind. Now, that was not a surprise to me, given that we have been battling this horrible virus and pandemic now for a good chunk of this year, and anticipating, potential lockdowns and so forth. So this was not a surprise. I know here in particular in PA, we are on a stay-at-home advisory, but that advisory also encompasses some restaurants and so forth, and saying that they had to close indoor dining, they could only do takeout and so forth. Hence, that will, lead to potential job closures and business closures and so forth. So we are going to be faced with some more unemployment numbers coming forth. And I would assume that some other areas in the nation are also facing some lockdowns too. So that definitely is troubling news. And I think I mentioned this before in another video of mine, that we're in kind of this trippy market where, now mind you, real estate markets are local. So one market may be great, one may be good, one other may be excellent, one may be horrible. So it really all depends on where you're at. But I know locally here, we're doing great. I just did a video on the market report for November of 2020, and the numbers are phenomenal. However, we don't know exactly right now how that's going to play out moving forward into 2021. So we'll definitely have to keep our eyes peeled. But in regard to this video, or this article, that I'm discussing in this video here, is talking and saying some things that homeowners can do to help, with softening the blow here, or maybe even helping until they get themselves back on feet. Now, of course, if you're not paying your bills, that negatively affects your credit, and mortgage is one of them. That's no exception. But also, it would result in a foreclosure, and we definitely don't want to see that happen. I am a certified short sale specialist and foreclosure specialist, and some of these things, is in particular loan modification, is something that I do briefly discuss with my potential clients, my potential borrower clients, when we're sitting down discussing if what route they should go in regard to, should I list my house as a short sale? Should I apply for a loan modification? Where am I going to go after this? What do I do? So part of that consultation process is discussing a modification, which I will mention that. And that's one of the things that they talk about in this article. I will also put a link for that article in the description box below, so you can feel free to read through it more thoroughly and so forth. I'm just kind of touching on some points here. I'm going to be. So needless to say, that's one of the things that unfortunately is a downside to going through these types of woes here. Now, the article suggests to seek forbearance. Now, forbearance, you call up your mortgage servicer. Hey, I cannot pay at this time. I lost my job, whatever the case may be. And they will usually halt your payments. And then at the end of that forbearance period, they usually want that money. Or if any other arrangements have been made, maybe they'll say, okay, we can start off with lower payments and then work your way back up to what you were at. But typically with forbearance, it's okay, we're going to halt your payments now for 6 months, which a part of the CARES Act, that was a 6-month period of time that your payments were halted. Now, with the CARES Act, if you already have partook into that forbearance, you can also apply for an extension and get some more forbearance for another 6 months. So that's a year of forbearance. So that can maybe help in some sense if if you lost your job early on, you're looking for more employment and so forth, and you need a break and cannot afford that mortgage, that at least helps alleviate that stress, keeps you in your home, and all is good, at least for that point in time. They're also suggesting refinancing. Obviously, if your credit is decent, contact your servicer, maybe, bargain down, get your interest rate lower and so forth. There's a lot of great bargains now with interest rates being so low. So contact your lender about that. Also speak with your lender about a loan modification. That's what I was mentioning earlier. That's something that I do speak about when I do have my consultations with borrowers who are facing potential foreclosure, and we discuss different options, is to have you applied for a loan modification, usually before you go forth with a short sale or wanting to do a short sale. The lender will want you to at least go through that review process to see if you qualify for a loan modification. Now, loan modifications will typically drop your credit score. It is not a positive thing on your credit score. So that's something that if you have any further questions about that, comment or contact me directly. All right. Another thing that they mention that you can do is consolidate debt. If you have a whole bunch of debt, consolidate it, see what can be worked out that way in order to produce more money in your household. And that, I think, more so coincides with cutting out monthly debt as far as like subscriptions and so forth. If you know that you don't need Netflix and Hulu, no shade towards them, but if you're going through a financial crisis, that should be the first thing that gets cut, or more convenience and luxury items, and not hey, this is a necessity, I have to have this. You need a roof over your head, but hey, that's your business, your household, your priorities. I'm just talking about what I saw in this article. All right. And lastly, they talk about watching out for government programs and relief. Now, I've discussed this in other videos in regard to rental evictions and foreclosures, that I know here in PA in particular, they had a program that came through the CARES Act where they had allocated $1 million to homeowners and to tenants for rental and mortgage relief. That program was through PHFA. You went online, went through, this long, arduous process potentially, but you had some relief. So basically what this article is saying is to look out for programs like that, where, if there are stimulus talks, they have talked about issuing another stimulus. In that stimulus, there is supposed to be some mortgage and some rental relief again. So if that is the case, then you definitely want to look out for that. And get on it. You know, if you know that this is important, you need a roof over your head, then look out for those programs and do your best to apply immediately, because once funding runs out for a lot of these programs, that's it. You know, they shut that down. They don't care if they have applications in the pipeline. It's a kind of first come, first serve thing. So you want to make sure you secure your spot in that. So again, read over the article to get more details, but those are some of the things that they suggest, and I am in agreement with all of that. You definitely want to, you know, tackle your issues head on and not bury your head in the sand. Contact your lender, have those conversations that need to be had, and keep a roof over your head, which is most important right about now. All right, guys, until the next video, have a blessed one. Take care.